This is a very brief video to talk about coordinate axes. You may have already studied coordinate axes and know about them from a math class that you've taken in your past, and this could be review for you. But they're a very important tool when you're designing and analyzing experiments. And so we want to just make sure that everybody understands what coordinate axes are for, and then we'll start using this tool in future videos. So a coordinate axes are just coordinated axes. They're just cooperating number lines that go together to describe two measurements that correspond in some way to each other, that maybe happen at the same time or correspond to some other event. So how it works is a number line can be thought of as a model. For example, we have this beaker that's being filled with some liquid. How much liquid is in there, the volume of that liquid, could be expressed on a number line, where the farther we are to the right, the greater the volume. So we can measure its volume and use that to place a point on that number line. Eventually, you can stop thinking about the beaker at all and just think about the points, and that's what a model really is. It's the ability to just distract yourself, or take yourself away from the physical situation and have some representation to sort of simplify what's happening. Multiple quantities could be modeled by different number lines. So here's this same beaker, only instead of measuring the volume, this beaker is on a scale and we're measuring the weight. So that presents us with another number line. As more and more liquid gets in there, the weight increases, and so that can be thought of as a series of points on a number line. So how a coordinate axis system is developed is you just take one of the two number lines that go together and you tip it vertical. So now, instead of going to the right being more weight, going up on this number line means more weight. Now we put the two together. The horizontal number line still stays in place, but every volume corresponds with a weight, and so we just slide that vertical number line along to the points that appear on the horizontal and then graph the appropriate spot in the vertical. So what we have here is a situation where we have modeled both the weight on the vertical and the volume on the horizontal, where both measurements are taken at the same time, and it creates a series of points that coordinate the weight and the volume. So this is what a coordinate axis system is. So we have parts to it. There's a horizontal axis, the vertical axis, and then each point on this plot represents both measurements taken at a single time or as part of a single event. The kind of graph that we've just made here is called a scatter plot, and in our next video we'll explore how you can do that right and some mistakes that you can avoid to keep from doing it wrong.